So recently, Sherrone Moore had the charges that were levied against him dropped, and the I'm not gonna say the problem, but the reaction was predictable because we are a society of people that actively do not actually read. They take headlines and just take headlines. They don't click on the article. They don't do any kind of investigation. They don't get multiple angles to get ultimately a clearer picture of what the totality of the truth was, right? So there's a lot of people online, the manosphere, the FBAs, the whatever. There's a lot of people online that are like taking victory laps saying that Shamar Moore was innocent this whole time. And I'm like, no, he wasn't, dog. Like, he ruined his life. Like, nothing changed. The only thing that changed is the potential for him to not go to jail. And again, the reason why the charges were dropped is because he took a plea deal. He didn't go to trial. It was advised by the judge in the case to just take the plea deal and just get on with your life. The judge essentially said, and I'm paraphrasing, you have basically, you look stupid enough, dog. What is jail gonna do? Like, the cops didn't even need to pursue this. Like, what, you already lost. You going to jail is just like, what's the point? Take this opportunity to be home, be with your family. Take the plea deal. Shamar Moore took the plea deal, and that's it. We washing our hands stuff. But because of this, there's this false sense of prosecution and being railroad that's being levied upon Sherrone Moore, in my opinion, that is partially correct because they didn't have to go that hard at him based off of the evidence and based off of what actually transpired. But it's also incorrect because, dog, you put yourself in that position. Nothing changed. You went to that lady's house, dog.
Everything that happened, that phone call she made to the police was real.
The phone call was real. You
Didn't,
talking about
she
you
didn't
finna
like,
kill
it
yourself
wasn't a
is
lie.
real. Those text messages happened. They are real. They were sent. All of that stuff happened. But because the charges were dropped, people think that it was a lie. Nothing happened. Oh, that white lady lied on him. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. And now, because his life is still going to be ultimately affected by this, basically for a very long time, the victim is now pursuing a civil case and looking to sue him. So this ain't ending. This ain't done. She's gonna
Yep.
sue him and she's gonna
And
sue Michigan,
university.
bro.
Yep, exactly.
So yeah, yeah. I just hate when people don't actually read. Like, and to be fully transparent, I did the same thing. I made a post in regards to something that happened with somebody I've been seeing shared where he got his ass beat by our local police department, which is called Broward Sheriff Office, BSO. BSO, if you're black, is known to be really kind of prejudiced, have very, very, very racist tactics. So I
You
jumped
had
out
a
the
run in with
gym.
PSO years ago.
Oh,
That was so racist, bro.
it's so racist. You don't know a black man who has not had a racist encounter with BSO. But I let my history and my past experience color my opinion on something because I myself didn't get all the facts. And I had a friend basically alert me to what the totality of what happened that didn't get caught on camera. And I said, you know what? I was wrong. Cool. I could say that and I could admit that. You feel me? There's a lot of people who are going to react to the story and don't know what actually transpired for those charges to get dropped. I am not trying to say Sherrone Moore or Sharon Moore, however the hell this dude wants his name pronounced. I've heard Sherrone, I've heard Sharon, whatever. I'm not trying to say that he is this evil dude, blah 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 blah. But I'm also not saying that the white woman was the system was trying to take him down either, dog. That's not what that's not what happened,
You
dog.
know what, man? I think this speaks to a greater problem in today's society, Herbie, and it's just the fact that we live in an era where we are becoming like people are starting to become boxed in. right? Like we're
Yeah.
starting to become boxed in because one, people are always looking at their phones. Our phone, like I have a coworker of mine. He's an older gentleman. He is not a fan of our current president, a Hispanic fellow. He's a good
Right.
guy. But I remember there was a time when we were younger, right? When you were watching the news, you watched the 7 o'clock news, the 10 o'clock news, maybe in the morning, the 6 o'clock news, and then maybe you'd get a newspaper and you'd open the newspaper and get your news. It wasn't that you had access to this all day long.
All the time. Yeah.
24/7, right?
We have access to these things all day long. So now people are filling their heads up, and we are just constantly destroying, constantly flipping through emotional states, like the old school cartoons that they used to draw, and you flip through a book, right?
Yeah.
It's constantly like our minds aren't used to this. So now people see an article, people don't even have the time because we're moving so fast all the time. People don't even take the time to sit down and think about what they're reading, think about what's going on. As long as it fits a point you're trying to make, as long as it fits a
Your
narrative
narrative, right?
that fits you, as soon as you see it, you're just gonna run with it. And
Yep.
guess
That's
what?
it.
People are gonna run behind you. It's kind of like if you go to, let's say you're in a public place and you and a group of your friends just start running and screaming. You know what's gonna happen? People are gonna see you guys running and screaming, and other people who have no idea what the hell is going on, they're gonna start running and screaming. That's the internet now. That
Yeah.
is the world we're living in, especially on the internet.
Yeah. And trust
Right.
me, there's gonna be people that's gonna be like, you see, they're gonna watch our videos and be like, bro, y'all was wrong. No, we weren't. Like, we went hard on Sherrone Moore, but we wasn't even trying to go hard on him. He was just a vessel for a much larger conversation that happens that I would think would happen more often than not. And every time this happens, when you have a Sherrone Moore or you have a Jonathan Majors or you have the countless and countless and countless of numbers of examples of this happening, when you have these, and again, it's an uncomfortable conversation because people want to pretend that race doesn't matter when it comes to these situations specifically, right? There's so much nuance, there's so much layers to why a person like Sherrone Moore is in these situations with specifically white women. Now, it could be the self-hating side, it could be that's who you have access to, so that's obviously who you're going to fall in love with, whatever. But if you are in a position of power as a black man and you choose to date white women, there is a lot of responsibility that you have to be cognizant of because it's not the same. The rules are not the same. Clearly, even with this situation, the ramifications are not the same. They want to throw the book at you, dog. They want to throw the book at you. They threw the book at him to the point where the judge was like, nah, this is kind of ridiculous based off of what we have and based off of the evidence. Like, y'all overstepped y'all boundaries on how hard y'all wanted to prosecute this person.
Yeah, they wanted to put him under the jail for being overly emotional. Pretty much. Think about that. And you know what? That's the problem too, Herbie. And that's what makes these conversations, like, to a person like, I'll be honest with y'all. When it comes to, I'm a black man, clearly, obviously. But when it comes to racial conversations, I've always been one of those people who always find the shit tiring, even though I have a responsibility to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because for
Yeah, for
me,
sure.
race to me is as much of a social construct as many other things. And if you ask me what the biggest problem in America is, I won't even tell you race, it's class. I won't even get into that.
Yeah,
But
and it's 100% class. You
you know
feel
what I'm
me?
saying?
That's
And race is something that they use to keep us fucking busy with each other. But
absolutely,
I ain't gonna get
absolutely.
into that. But what I
That's why
will
they killed
say,
Fred Hampton. That's why they
right?
killed Fred Hampton.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Imagine 21 years old. They didn't even want them. They said as soon as you start drinking, we gotta kill you, right? But look, that's one of the problems when it comes to when you're covering, whether it's a black athlete, whether it's a high black figure. Whenever they get the opportunity, bro, they try to put these boys under the jail. And
yeah.
that is partially what people celebrate when the fact that he's not going to jail. I
Oh
get
yeah,
that
I'm
part.
aware of that.
You know what I mean?
Those are two different things, right? And
Right.
sorry to cut you off, but because I want to specify that I am with them for seeing somebody who clearly was trying to get railroaded and put under the jail grossly, getting that W. But I also don't want that to be that he was the victim in this.
Right.
Right, right. True, true.
Because he was not. It was
Or at least the
his
primary.
decision to do all of this and for all of this to transpire. going down to having the affair with the staffer who was related to somebody who works in the NFL. There was a lot of bad decisions that this man made that got him to this point. He deserves the embarrassment. Two things can be true.
Fact.
But it's because it's such a layered conversation, people don't, no matter what the person is, if you empathize with that person is the victim. He's not a victim in this. Just because we're both black men and I empathize and I understand his point of view, we probably had similar upbringings. I'm not going to make him the victim because of that. He got himself in this situation. The charges being dropped does not neglect or negate everything that transpired.
His actions, right? Yeah.
His actions. This is another example. Again, this is one of many examples. There's gonna be 1,000 more Sherrone Moores because people don't get it. The only person that gets it, and we make a lot of fun of him, but I will give him this: Robert Griffin III. He knows. He knows with great responsibility, with great power comes great responsibility. He knows. He is fully aware that he can't F up and do something to a white woman. Put it like this. I've been saving this joke for a long time. Doctor Strange in the 13,000 timelines wouldn't see Robert Griffin with a black woman, dog. Doctor Strange himself, and he can see all 13,000 timelines, would not see Robert Griffin with a black woman in any 13,000 timelines. Robert Griffin knows how to move in these situations because he's been doing it his whole life, and he's never effed up. A lot of these dudes F up because they forget that you cannot be a black man and do something to a white woman in this country. If this don't show you that that's the truth and that's the case, then I don't know what will. The judge had to say y'all was tripping to the prosecution and the cops. The judge had to say y'all out y'all goddamn minds. Yeah, man. So we can leave on that note, man. Oh, True, I ain't even let you talk, bro. My bad, bro. Like,
Yeah.
But you know what? Like,
yeah,
because it's there's so many different layers to
absolutely.
this thing. Like you can peel the onion back on so many. Like Robert Griffin, that's his wife, right?
That's his second wife because he got divorced from the first one.
Wife
Yeah,
is the word.
Yeah, his wife.
This guy that's his side piece, right?
That's his side piece.
That's a big difference right there. Like now we're peeling a different onion back. I'm not saying that he should have been thrown under the jail or whatever, but you were that thirsty? Like, I don't know. It's like my cousin said, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Absolutely.
You know? And
absolutely.
It's just like, I mean, the heart wants what the heart wants.
The heart wants what the heart wants.
However, like, use your brain sometimes, and you just got a good opportunity, and now you put yourself in this situation to where, you know, your career could possibly, you might never. I don't know.
Your career's done.
Right.
You
Michigan, no less. It's like I'm not saying that
Sherrone Moore is going to coach a high school.
Yeah,
he has to go to high school now.
Right. So
and that, again, she's gonna sue, and she has so much resources to sue him.
Right.
This ain't gonna stop.
No.
This ain't gonna stop. But with that though,
it's unfortunate. That's all.
It is all of it is unfortunate, man. But with that though, we can go ahead and get up out of here, man. Thank you, True. Always, bro. Appreciate you so much for hopping in with us, man.
No doubt.
Thank you, Rob, for being the best co-host in the world, man. Thank you to everybody that was in the chat, man. Thank you for BB. Thank you for all the G, man. Thank you for all the Dolphins. And thank you for the fans. Out of there, man. We will see y'all next week. Deuces.